Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan bagi kita semua. Oke, teman-teman semua, kami dari program studi teknik bioproses untuk memenuhi tugas mata kuliah Bioteknologi Pangan dari tema besar tradisional food bioteknologi, kelompok kami mengambil topik yaitu pembuatan yogurt. Kelompok 2 terdiri dari Aisya Nur Yuliawati, Aprilia Anifatun Laila, Salma Meidina Putri, dan Silva Febiola. Berikut merupakan pembahasan dari kelompok kami.
Traditional Food Biotechnology. Apa sih Traditional Food Biotechnology? Bioteknologi tradisional atau konvensional adalah bioteknologi yang memanfaatkan mikrobia organisme untuk memodifikasi bahan dan lingkungan serta tanpa rekayasa genetik. Fokus pada cara seleksi alam mikroba yang digunakan dalam memodifikasi lingkungan untuk memperoleh produk yang optimal. Penggunaan bioteknologi konvensional digunakan untuk meningkatkan nilai gizi dan cita rasa suatu bahan pangan. Salah satu produknya adalah yogurt. Sebelum masuk ke pembuatan yogurt, mari kita kepoin bagaimana sih sejarah pembuatannya. Next.
This is Emily Sample with another episode of Fermented Science. Today's topic, yogurt. Whether you enjoy the classics like fruit and dairy yogurts, or you like to explore alternatives like almond, soy, or coconut, most of us can agree that yogurt is awesome. Ever wonder how yogurt was invented? It's believed that yogurt originated in Turkey as far back as the 6th century. Central Asian herdsmen would carry goat's milk in containers made out of animal stomachs in an attempt to preserve and transport it. The goat's milk would sour and become thick and tart on their long journey through hot desert lands. Surprisingly, it tasted pretty good. But why didn't they get sick? We all know how gross bad milk smells and tastes. The good bacteria in the animal stomach bloomed in the milk, creating a curdled liquid too hostile for bad bacteria to grow. For centuries, yogurt was a homemade treat and was not mass-produced until 1905, when Bulgarian microbiologist Stamen Grigorov discovered Lactobacillus bulgaricus, the bacteria strain that ferments milk. As Americans, we most commonly enjoy yogurt in sweeter dishes, but yogurt is widely used in savory dishes like tiki masala and tzatziki. To learn more about yogurt and other fermented foods, visit us at Spoiled to Perfection.
Pada pembuatan yogurt digunakan dua jenis bakteri, morfologi bakteri asam laktat, Lactobacillus burgallicus, dan Streptococcus thermophilus, penghasil asam amino dan peptida pendek, untuk memproduksi asam format yang dapat membantu pertumbuhan kedua bakteri untuk proses fermentasi yogurt.
Oke, selanjutnya faktor yang mempengaruhi kualitas yogurt, di mana faktor ini ada 4. Yang pertama, suhu pertumbuhan bakteri. Suhu pertumbuhan kedua bakteri dari Lactobacillus bulgaricus dan Streptococcus thermophilus yaitu 45 derajat Celcius. Faktor yang kedua, pH optimal, di mana pH optimal adalah berkisar 6,15. Faktor yang ketiga, kultur dan substrat, di mana substrat yang baik bagi bakteri dapat menghasilkan bakteri yang menguntungkan di dalam kolon dan meningkatkan populasinya, sehingga menekan pertumbuhan bakteri yang merugikan. Faktor yang terakhir yaitu kondisi pasteurisasi, di mana proses pasteurisasi susu harus diatur dengan baik untuk membunuh mikroorganisme yang tidak diinginkan, tanpa mengganggu sifat susu yang diperlukan untuk fermentasi.
Masuk pada tahap pembuatan yogurt. Pada slide selanjutnya terdapat bagaimana langkah-langkah dalam pembuatan yogurt. Next.
Welcome back. I'm so excited to try something a little bit different today. We're going to focus on looking at an experiment that I performed in my fermentation class in our awesome biotechnology program. We are actually going to be creating Yoghurt, which is a fermented milk product, and an awesome thing is that we get to eat it. So let's get to it. So in my fermentation class, we focus on making a lot of different fermented foods, which is really fun. And there's a lot of really interesting research right now showing that when you eat fermented foods, meaning foods that have been broken down and processed by either yeast or microorganisms like bacterial species, that it helps your body, it helps your overall health. So we know that there are normal flora, bacterial cells that live in your GI system. And when you eat these fermented foods, it helps to supplement those. There's also some really interesting research going around now about the microbiome. And the microbiome are the bacteria that live inside of you, also on your skin. And there's a lot of research showing that not only does the fermented foods help with that, but these microbiomes are shown to be important for mental health as well. So it's really interesting. Lots of cool stuff going on right now. So we're going to focus today on actually making yogurt. So yogurt is a fermented milk product, and we're going to look at how we do that. The microorganisms that are traditionally used to ferment the milk are Streptococcus and Lactobacillus. Those are the two major species of microorganisms that are used. You can use other ones as well to increase the flavor, change the flavor, or increase the amount of probiotics, the good bacteria that are going into your gut. So we're going to look at this. And another thing to think about too is creating your own fermented foods at home is really fun, also very easy. And I think about this a lot. I'm a mother, I'm a scientist, and I like to think about creating foods and feeding foods to my kids that are clean. Clean meaning not a lot of preservatives, and I know where all the components come from. So that's a good thing, but we also can save a lot of money by doing that too. So think about, so when you go to buy these yogurt cups at the store, they're $1 or more per cup, and I can actually create 6 to 8 of these from a half to a full gallon of milk, which is an amazing savings. So two major benefits of making your own fermented foods at home. You save a
gallon of my whole milk. I'm heating it up on the stove, in this case a burner in the lab, but you would do this on your oven at home. You want to heat your milk up to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to be very careful not to scald it, so heat it slowly, but you want to get up to that 180 degrees. And when you see that, you need to let the milk cool down to 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And this part is really important, so don't rush this, because if it's not cool enough, when I go to add the live cultures from my yogurt, it will kill it. So you want to make sure that it's cool enough to do that. So once you've confirmed that the temperature is cool enough, and we're down to 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, so then what we want to do once this is cool enough is I'm going to take my yogurt sample. This could be, again, a yogurt that you buy from the store like this one, or it could be a yogurt starter culture from a previous batch that you have made yourself. You want about a half cup of the yogurt, and we're going to mix that into my cooled milk. Get as much of that as you can in there. And then we're going to stir that up, whisk it around. When you're done whisking and everything is mixed together completely, then you're going to take the yogurt product and put it into your vessel that you're going to incubate in. Your vessel could be anything. You could have a commercial yogurt maker like I have here, but you don't even need to have that. When I first started making my own yogurt, I actually used a crock pot. You could use even just a pot, a glass bowl. It doesn't really matter. You can do this in anything. You're going to take your mixture of your yogurt and your milk, and you're going to carefully, hopefully not spilling, pour into your vessel. In this case, I'm using, again, this commercial yogurt maker, which you do not need. I'm going to put my lid on top of it. This is going to go into my yogurt maker. I put my lid on. So I let mine go in the yogurt maker for about 8 hours. You can go up to 12 hours at the end. If you're not using one of these, again, if you're just using a pot or a crock pot, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you heat it and incubate it at the right temperature. So it needs to incubate between 95 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And the easy way to do that is turn your oven on to the lowest setting, which is 150 degrees Fahrenheit usually for most ovens. Turn it on and then turn it off. And then what you do is put your vessel in it overnight and let it set overnight. And then when you bring it out in the morning, it will be perfectly fermented. You'll have your yogurt for you. So it's a really amazing process, very, very easy to do. So when you get done, you can actually eat the yogurt right away, or you can actually go through a second step, which I like to do, which is a straining process, which I'll show you. So
So once I get it out of my yogurt maker after my 8-hour fermentation, I actually go through a second step, which is a straining process. And the reason I like to do that is I like to create a thicker product, which is more like a Greek yogurt. So if you're used to eating a thicker yogurt, you want to do that. If you're okay with eating a little bit of a more watery type yogurt, then you would just eat it directly after you go through the fermentation. Now, again, this is a product that I purchased that you can use to strain your yogurt, but you don't even need that. If you don't want to purchase this, you can easily use a tea towel in a bowl, or you can use cheesecloth in a bowl. The main thing we want to do is actually create a little bit of a sieve so that the yogurt will sit on top, and then down at the bottom you can see I have let this strain overnight, and the liquid at the bottom is called whey. So on the top, this is all the yogurt that has been strained overnight, and it's a really nice thick texture, which I'll show you. At the bottom, you can see all the liquid. All that liquid is called whey, W-H-E-Y, and that whey is full of protein. And the nice thing is you can actually use this whey for other things. You can put it in smoothies for protein. You can actually boil pasta, so beans. Anywhere you would use a liquid like a broth or water, you can use that whey in place of it. So you want to save that, and I save that as well. I usually put those into mason jars. So the yogurt that's left at the top again is. Hello friends, welcome back. I'm so excited you're here. We're going to try something a little. Or you can use cheesecloth in a bowl. The main thing we want to do is actually create a little bit of a sieve so that the yogurt in place of it. So you want to save that, and I save that as well. I usually put those into mason jars so I can keep them. So the yogurt that's left at the top, again, is the yogurt that I would put into containers. I put them into individual size containers. So again, 4, 6, 8 containers, depending on how much you want per serving. And you can see that it's a pretty thick product. You can even use this in place of like sour cream on baked potatoes. A lot of people are doing, which is really great too. And the nice thing is that you can doctor this up any way you want, right? You can put honey on it, granola, you can put strawberries, blueberries, you name it, right? To give a little bit of sugar to it. But the amazing thing is you know exactly what's in this, and all it is that milk is fermented overnight and then strained. But it's even good plain, and I'll show you that it's pretty tasty. Very, very good. I love to eat this stuff. So think about this at home. When you're feeding your family, you want to do it cost effectively. You also want to think about doing it in the most healthy way possible. And we can.
Dalam pembuatan yogurt, hanya membutuhkan 3 bahan baku. Yang pertama yaitu susu sapi segar sebagai bahan utama pembuat yogurt dan sebagai sumber laktosa. Yang kedua adalah susu skim yang berfungsi untuk meningkatkan tekstur dan konsistensi yogurt dan menambahkan nilai gizi. Kemudian yang ketiga yaitu ada starter yogurt plain, mengandung bakteri asam laktat untuk merubah laktosa pada susu menjadi asam laktat. Next.
Selanjutnya adalah proses pembuatan. Sebagaimana yang telah dijelaskan pada video, terdapat beberapa step dalam pembuatan yogurt. Step yang pertama adalah homogenisasi. Susu dihomogenisasi untuk mencegah timbulnya lapisan lemak pada permukaan yogurt, serta untuk mendapatkan produk yogurt dengan tekstur yang lembut. Dalam proses homogenisasi, globula lemak akan pecah menjadi partikel yang berukuran kecil dan seragam. Setelah homogenisasi, kemudian dilakukan pasteurisasi. Pasteurisasi yaitu dengan memanaskan susu pada suhu 85 derajat Celcius selama 30 menit atau 90 derajat Celcius selama kurang lebih 5-10 menit. Pasteurisasi bertujuan untuk merusak bakteri patogen dan mikroorganisme non-spora lain yang tidak dikehendaki, meningkatkan nutrisi substrat bagi pertumbuhan bakteri asam laktat, serta meningkatkan konsistensi produk dan mengurangi pemisahan whey. Step berikutnya adalah pendinginan. Setelah pendinginan dilakukan inokulasi. Kenapa? Inokulasi dilakukan pada suhu pertumbuhan yang optimum bagi kedua mikroorganisme tersebut. Inokulum yang digunakan adalah campuran 2-2,5% kultur bakteri Lactobacillus bulgaricus dan Streptococcus Thermophilus. Perbandingan ideal kedua bakteri yang digunakan adalah 1:1, sehingga memberikan rasa dan aroma yogurt yang baik. Susu yang telah diinokulasi kemudian akan diinkubasi pada suhu 42-45 derajat Celcius selama 3-5 jam. Inkubasi bertujuan untuk memberi kesempatan bagi mikroorganisme membentuk asam laktat sehingga terjadi penurunan pH sampai 4,4-4,5. Protein menggumpal dan terbentuk yogurt yang dikehendaki. Yogurt yang dihasilkan disebut plain yogurt atau natural yogurt karena tidak ditambah bahan lain selain susu. Kemudian setelah diinkubasi, step yang berikutnya adalah pendinginan. Yogurt yang dihasilkan harus segera didinginkan pada suhu 4 derajat Celcius untuk menurunkan aktivitas metabolisme bakteri asam laktat yang bekerja selama proses fermentasi dan mengontrol keasaman produk. Bisa di next.
Kemudian hasil produk akhir. Yogurt yang berhasil akan memiliki ciri-ciri sebagai berikut, yaitu penampakan yogurt yang berhasil umumnya memiliki warna putih dan konsistensi kental dan lembut. Kemudian bau, yogurt yang baik memiliki aroma yang segar, aroma asam dan susu segar yang lembut. Tidak boleh ada aroma yang tidak diinginkan atau bau busuk. Kemudian rasa, yogurt memiliki rasa asam yang lembut berasal dari proses fermentasi bakteri asam laktat dan seimbang dengan manisnya. Rasa asam tidak boleh terlalu tajam atau terlalu kuat.
Kemudian ada cara mengontrol produk akhir. Yogurt disimpan dalam wadah yang kedap udara dan disimpan dalam lemari es atau tempat dingin lainnya. Suhu penyimpanan yogurt sekitar 4-5 derajat Celcius. Pendinginan ini berfungsi untuk membantu menghentikan proses fermentasi dan mencegah pertumbuhan bakteri yang tidak diinginkan.
Oke, teman-teman, berikut merupakan referensi untuk mengerjakan pembahasan topik dari kelompok kami. Oke, teman-teman semua, sebelum presentasi kami akhiri, kami dari kelompok 2 ingin menyampaikan terima kasih atas atensi teman-teman selama kami presentasi. Selanjutnya, untuk sesi diskusi dapat didiskusikan di pertemuan selanjutnya. Semoga materi ini dapat berguna untuk kita semua. Oke, sekian. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.